What is it about plastic models of dinosaurs that can guarantee to get even the most placid little boys snarling and growling at their parents, while the latter look on in total incomprehension as to how anyone could be so turned on by such an ugly toy? It's another of life's great mysteries, I believe. So it's no surprise that anyone wandering off to the west of Beijing's planetarium, itself not a stone's throw from the main entrance to the zoo, needs to be on their guard for said models of dinosaurs to come creeping out from behind a bush, much to the delight of the aforementioned kids. The Paleozoological Museum of China is one of those museums that I guess I've put off for far too long, and finally I pluck up enough courage to mosey over to the place. Outside, there are 2 lurking dinosaurs, but I skirt round the larger of the 2 and up the path to the public entrance. Okay, I guess at this point I have to own up to not being in the slightest bit interested in old fossils, and I feel it is my beholden duty to apologize to you before you carry on with this podcast. Venture on at your own risk, and if you fall asleep from sheer boredom before you get to the end, then don't blame me. As the first national museum focusing on fossils of ancient creatures, 1/3 of all the identified dinosaur fossils in China are on display in this museum. Try to contain your excitement. As of 2013, China had apparently unearthed more than 230 species of dinosaurs, ranking it the #1 country in the world for such discoveries. Among them, feathered dinosaurs are unique to China. Highlights, we are told, include a Lufengosaurus, the first dinosaur in China, a living fossil lobe-finned fish and a gift from Africa, a dinosaur with real feathers, a duck-billed dinosaur with a spine on its head, the world's longest neck and Asia's largest dinosaur, the world's earliest beaked bird, and the best preserved skeleton of a Skedodon. Oh boy, can it get any better than this? The main museum consists of 3 floors, with the first floor devoted primarily to fishes and amphibians. But right in the centre is a dinosaur yard. Here I come face to face with a Mamenchisaurus, which has the longest neck of all dinosaurs and is the largest dinosaur in Asia. Actually, I lie. I first come face to face with its bottom. Its head is poking up through into the next floor, which is devoted to the likes of reptiles and birds. Sometimes it's a bit unclear as to what are original bones and what are more likely to be plaster casts filling in the missing bits, so to speak. But after a short while, old bones fatigue starts to creep in. The clever museum curators have obviously thought that this might be a problem, especially with the younger visitors, and have come up with a brilliant idea of creating 5 Chinese dinosaur celebrities called Xing, Liao Liao, River, Lulu, and Sisse, and inviting the youngsters to see if they can find them in the museum. Xing, we are told, is a boy Tsingtaosaurus that is frank, unrestrained, bouncing around, kind and humorous, funny and joyful, hoggish and curious, but often losing its way. No, really, I'm not making this up. Lulu, on the other hand, is a girl Lufengosaurus that is playful and clever, brave and proud, always immersed in her colourful world, artistic and a perfectionist. She also loves cute little animals. Then there's Liao Liao, a boy microraptor that is agile and active, likes flying but is not very good at it, is timid but has a sense of justice, friendly, courageous to fight for friends and justice, kind-hearted and helpful. Oh, come on, don't make me overdose on fun, for God's sake. On the second floor is the Ancient Fish and Amphibian Gallery. I stop in front of a fossil from Beipiao in Liaoning, dating back to the early Cretaceous period. It reminds me of something served up to me in a restaurant last week. Close to it is the oldest frog known in China, which also comes from Beipiao in Liaoning, again dating back to the early Cretaceous period. Not so appetizing. The excitement mounts as I enter the Ancient Reptile and Bird Gallery. Here there are various reptile and bird fossils of different geological ages, including the biggest freshwater turtle fossil found in China, and Confuciusornis, an ancient bird as famous as the Archaeopteryx. Oh, that famous? Maybe that's why I've never heard of it. In the Ancient Mammal Gallery, another attempt is made to reach through to the underage visitors with a whole load of what-if and did-you-know questions. Can scientists clone dinosaurs? Unfortunately not, apparently. In this third-floor gallery, there are plenty of pictures of snarling, ferocious dinosaurs to keep the kids amused. But at the pets corner, the best they can come up with is a tiny turtle in a grubby tank. No interest there whatsoever. Not content with boring us to tears with yet more bones of dinosaurs, we now move on to rodents and learn about the ancestors of today's rabbits. Again, no one is the slightest bit interested. But on the other hand, a picture of the largest pet rabbit ever does get a few comments. Ew, gross. More extinct creatures, fewer growling, snarling kids. Time for the elephants to get a look in now. In 1973, a nearly complete elephant skeleton was discovered in Heshui, Gansu. It was identified as a new species and nicknamed the Yellow River elephant. It lived about 2 million years ago and is the largest stegodont ever known from China, with a shoulder height of 3.8 meters. Apparently, it is around 60 years old when it died. Can people really devote their lives to digging up old bones? Apparently so. I climb down the iron staircase and find there's an adjoining gallery to the main floor which looks at the origins of man. There's information given on Peking man, an example of Homo erectus, discovered in nearby Zhoukoudian during excavations in 1923. The gallery also contains a number of stone tools used by Paleolithic people and examples of other, later fossil skulls from early hominids who once inhabited the area. Somehow, we're meant to think forward to how these old fossil men evolved into the 56 different nationalities that make up China's population today. But it's hard, despite being told that several Chinese fossil humans bear some exotic features typical of the Neanderthal lineage, which suggests the gene flow came originally from the West and can be recognized in the casts on display. Apparently, Chinese fossil humans exhibited a series of common morphological features such as a low flat face, flat nasal saddle, quadrangular orbit, curved contour of the lower border of the cheekbone, and shovel-shaped upper incisors, etc. Nope, your favourite podcaster is still having difficulty imagining it. One wonders if visitors of 60 years ago, dressed up in their finery, had similar difficulties coming to grips with their origins. Across the hallway is yet another gallery, and at first I think this must have something truly worth looking at, as a steady stream of parents with their offspring troop in there one after another. But it turns out that the restrooms are located through this entrance, and no one wants to look at the pictures haphazardly mounted on the walls. There's a guy in a white coat who looks desperate to explain to anyone who will listen to him about their provenance. He looks at me, I look at him, and he backs off, obviously believing, correctly, that he would be wasting his time even starting a conversation with me. There's a rather clever paper cut that I find, depicting what this museum is all about. But finally, a full 33 minutes after I've entered the main door, I find myself sloping outside once again. Finally, I've discovered the #1 antidote to insomnia in Beijing. If they could somehow bottle the essence of this museum and sell it through traditional Chinese medicine outlets, someone surely would make a fortune.